I said, who is there? Come out. Come out there.
Let him go.
Hey, Bigby.
How does he taste? In that case, don't make a habit of it.
Just a minute, sir. Where do you think you're going?
To tell the Pope I'm here.
You can't just break in.
I am Christina of Sweden.
Impossible.
You will not know me by my costume or by secret rings or by documents. You will know me by the angle of my chin.
But she is not expected for 3 days.
Nevertheless, she is here. And to hell with the expectations.
But madam...
Tell the Pope I've arrived to throw myself at his feet and become his newest and most ardent Catholic. Tell him I've sworn not to take communion unless it be from his hand. Tell him Well, go. Oh, don't worry. We won't steal anything. Although I rather fancy the Botticelli we passed in the hall. Caught them off guard, didn't I? Well, Virginia, what do you think? Will the Vatican sue us? Are you glad we left Sweden for Rome? Yes. Oh, yes. How glorious. Out of the cold and under the Italian sun at last. You know, there were times I felt we'd never make it. Here we are, safe and sound and about to be greeted by the Pope. How I long to meet him. You kiss his ring, and then you leave me alone with him. Wonder what kind of reception they're planning for me. Imagine the celebration that they will give for a queen! I can hardly wait for it to begin.
Madam!
Is the Pope coming?
He's in his apartment.
I'm to be brought to him. Good.
Madam, please, not yet.
Why?
There are formalities.
Oh, let's dispense with those.
Madam, you must confess.
Confess?
For ritual cleansing.
I would better use a bath.
For the good of your soul.
My soul has survived abdication, conversion, and 1,000 miles of being jostled about in square-wheeled carriages. I shall not make the rest of the journey on my knees.
But madam,
Besides, I've already poured out my soul in letters to his holiness.
no, you won't be confessed by him.
By who then?
Another?
Some ancient cleric hiding behind his curtains, muttering, yes, my daughter, no, my daughter.
Madam, please.
I shall not expose my soul to some faceless creature.
Do it, I twice.
Father.
She's quite right. They go to something on the confession to make this easier for the penitent, but I can see that Christina, the former Queen of Sweden, is not one for the easiest way.
I expected the Pope to take me in his arms and greet me. I did not expect to be held in his chamber. I'm a queen.
Our next queen, if you will forgive the distinction.
I have read.
Great wrath, as do we all in the eyes of God.
And what do I have in the eyes of the Pope?
He has not seen you.
Then I insist you give him the opportunity immediately.
Don't Tell His Holiness he may retire from his king. It is obvious that his daughter is not ready to be received by him tonight.
Name of God!
But you see, Brother Dominique, she has religion after all. It just remains for us to find out what religion is. What have we here?
My best friend and companion, Hugo.
What are your maid servants?
I prefer the company of men. Birgitta serves me well. I named him after the only Swedish saint. She was a lady, of course, and beautiful as virtue, while he is a man and ugly as sin, and outside of that they are identical. He's asking if you see the resemblance.
Asking me?
He speaks in sounds that only I can understand.
What does he say?
He says we should go back to Sweden.
Oh, after such a long journey, you will at least consent to spend the night. Shall we keep to the Queen's apartment?
Yes, Father.
cardinal. You are a cardinal. I don't misread the costume.
I am.
This formality before I can see the Pope. Is it usual Vatican procedure?
Frequently.
You never make exceptions, don't you? Then surely I can be one.
I'm afraid not.
Why?
There are doubts.
About what?
The sincerity of your conversion.
I gave up a crown to become a convert. No one else in the history of the world has ever made such a sacrifice.
So anxious were you to become Catholic, huh?
So anxious.
Then why did it take you a year to make the journey from Stockholm to Rome?
Roads were muddy.
And the ballrooms of Antwerp and Brussels, were they muddy too?
They were divine.
The church is divine.
Ah, but in quite a different way.
When you let us through the Pope, you said that you would travel as a pilgrim incognito.
I tried to.
With an entourage of 255.
Can Catholics not have footmen?
Within reason. They dress within reason too. Women don't go about dressed men.
I wear what I please. Do you measure my faith by my clothes and my service?
I will measure your faith by your faith.
Which you obviously find wanting.
Since your abdication, you've been cavorting over the face of Europe.
I was enjoying myself for the first time in my life.
And what made you suddenly decide to cut short the merrymaking and descend on the Vatican?
I insist on seeing the Pope at once.
That is impossible.
But he led me to believe he would greet me as a daughter the moment I arrived.
And so he hoped to.
But why am I still standing here?
Because of letters from priests and bishops all along your route.
You had me spied on.
There was no need for it. Your actions were all too open. People say that you took part in entertainments of the most disreputable nature.
Anything else?
What more would you like? Sacrilege, debauchery, perversion?
Go on, it's getting better.
Look at this. The pleasures and depravities of Christina, Queen of Sweden.
Why did you stop me from coming?
We judge for ourselves.
And what if I prove that every word in that pile of trash is errant slander?
We still would have our suspicions. Did I tell you what? Your father laid waste half of Europe to win it for the Protestants.
I came to see the paintings.
And then why bother with conversion? After all, we do even allow Lutherans to see the Sistine Chapel. What advantage do you hope to find here?
Advantage? That's not the word of a priest. That's the word of a politician.
Surely, you are not naive enough to believe that your coming here will have no political consequences.
I come as a private individual seeking God.
Which God? A mere 7 years ago, you personally signed a treaty which dealt a nearly mortal blow to papal influence in Europe. And now, you are right here on our doorstep.
I thought, under the circumstances, you would be glad. No, not glad. Right? Overjoyed to have me. This church's popularity has not been at so low an ebb since its early days in pagan Rome. You need me.
Something we do. There are those in the College of Carnahan who think your conversion will be a wonderful coup for Catholicism.
Thank them.
There are those, however, who feel your presence here will bring discredit to the Holy City.
Why not have a battle of the cardinals in St. Peter's Square?
I am the battlefield. I have been assigned to question you.
Whose side are you on?
I am neutral.
There's no such thing.
Well, then let us say I will be clear.
Thank you very much. Will you be the one to pass final judgment?
I shall make recommendations to the Pope.
Then my fate is in your hands.
In your own understanding.
Refuse to submit to this. I came here seeking a refuge.
You can hear after God knows why trees and respect the Pope to welcome you.
You insult me to suggest that I came all this way merely to rebel against the Holy Father.
I need some evidence that if you are to be the Vatican's eternal guest, you will abide by its rules and not be a constant embarrassment.
What do you think I'm going to do? Break your china? Ride my horse through St. Peter's name.
You cannot convert for your own convenience.
For whose then?
Well, if you've done these things on our repentance, you will be accepted.
If I've done these things, then I'm not repentant.
You will not.
What if I've not done these things?
That's why I want to hear your story.
If I've choose not to tell.
Then you are free to go.
No. Where?
Back to Sweden, perhaps.
You know that's impossible.
Spain, then. France. Well, what can a lady go when she's given out close and broken into a Catholic? When she comes to Rome to spend the rest of her life, but the Pope refuses to let her in. Who will care to entertain a woman without a cross?
Forget. I was received into the church 3 weeks ago in Innsbruck. I'm already a convert.
They go with alcohol.
Where do they go?
I don't know, anywhere.
Anywhere.
Of course, there is no anywhere for a forward Queen of Sweden this day.
No.
Then she must be accepted by the Pope.
What's your name?
Absolutely.
How long have you been a cardinal, Abdication?
Oh, no.
Have you ever confessed to Queen?
No,
Does the prospect disconcert you?
I assume you are also.
Come, Marcelino. Let's get ourselves a bottle of French wine, and I'm drunk enough, I'll tell you the story of my life.
I wish to hear the story of your life without wine.
Not even a little sacramental sip.
Your eternal soul is at stake and you laugh.
What do you want?
Seriousness. Obedience.
Seriousness. No obedience.
Yes, Oxenstierna. Yes, Oxenstierna.
I come all this way to once more reflect the dark queen.
I beg your pardon.
Good girl, your majesty. Chin up high.
Yes, Oxenstierna. Yes, Oxenstierna.
Yes, Abdication. Yes, Abdication. Is this what you want?
I don't understand.
Smile once to your left, once to your right.
I became queen at 6, you know. All I could do was smile and obey my prime minister.
Now pause by the throne and curtsy to the left.
I'm not asking you to become a Catholic,
Aren't you?
but there are certain standards of conduct.
Good girl, your majesty. Now to the right.
What will you give me if I do as you wish?
How would you like to stay up until midnight?
All I can offer is absolution.
Thank you, Oxenstierna.
Why should I need absolution?
Now bend your left knee and lower your head.
Yes, Oxenstierna. Yes, Oxenstierna.
I was the best behaved child you could ever wish to know.
That is what they say about you here.
I'm going to fall flat on my face. That will entertain the multitude.
Christina!
They say that you grew up like a boy, rebellious and rude.
What do I do with these? A juggling act?
You must rehearse your coronation.
You know, Oxy, I think this would even fit your head. I warn you, I'm going to have to piss in the middle of the ceremony.
Stop it! Stop
You
it!
must behave yourself.
Well, which of these creatures are you?
None of them. Both of them. Neither.
This chapter says that you are the harlot of the Northern Hemisphere.
Oh, how picturesque.
This one says that you are a man in disguise.
And a harlot too, some trick.
Why did you never marry?
I was far too busy
Why did you give up the crown?
to devote myself to lust.
Answer my
You
questions.
can report my answers to the Pope. Is he somewhere now, in the darkness, listening?
Like God, he doesn't need to listen in order to hear.
Listen, God! Pope, cardinals, bishops, washerwomen! Today's confession is tomorrow's gossip. I'm saving them the trouble of whispering behind their hand.
The confessional is sacrosanct, one does not shout in it.
Well, what does one do in it?
One tells what troubles for most people.
Nothing troubles me.
Why did you give up the crown?
It was too heavy.
Why did you never marry?
I'm allergic to gold rings.
Why did you become a Catholic?
To come to a better climate.
Is it true that
Yes.
where you...
Yes. Everything is true. What do they accuse me of? The 7 deadly sins? Why, I personally infected Holland with a plague. Yes, I'm guilty.
I've had enough of this. The Vatican is not some kind of holy wayside inn. I do not take the church and one has to walk lightly.
Nor do I, Alcelino.
Then I'll give you one more chance.
Open my heart to you.
No, you're telling the truth.
I have nothing to tell.
In that case, I'm wasting my time.
Let's play the truth game.
I don't know if I can.
Charles!
Your entire future is at stake and you call it a game?
Alcelino.
Come on!
I don't understand.
How touchy you are.
Magnus!
I was thinking of something I used to play when I was young.
We each have to tell the absolute truth.
A truth game. I was rather good at it.
Now that astounds me.
I used to play with my cousin Charles, my dear friend Eva, and then most handsome of all young gentlemen, Manus Gabriel Lagatti.
Anyone who lies has to pay a forfeit. Anyone who lies has to forfeit a kiss.
What would you like to know the truth about?
Everything.
What's the biggest lie you've ever told?
About my age. I always say I'm 2 years older.
I lied about where I was last Christmas Eve.
Where were you?
Behind the stables.
What were you doing?
Would you like to know?
My biggest lie was about mathematics. Once I cheated.
Charles!
What about you, Christina?
I never loved it.
Was that the truth?
Was and is, absolutely.
Didn't you ask each other any harder questions?
Of course. Now we each have to tell our greatest virtue.
My courage.
My looks.
Charles!
I can't think of anything.
Forfeit! Forfeit!
No, it's true. There's nothing more to say. Charles is Charles. That's all there is to it.
Charlie has no character at all. Charlie is absent. Charlie is invisible.
This fellow who is invisible.
The present king of Sweden, Charles X.
Did you have to pay it to him?
Yes, does that surprise you? It seems to be an advantage for a king to have no character.
What's your greatest virtue, Christina?
I am always in command of myself. I never let my emotions get out of control.
Good girl.
Now each of us has to tell our greatest fault.
My greatest fault. At a ball, I can never decide which dancing partner to choose. I have so many.
My greatest fault is. I don't know.
He never did.
My greatest fault is my eagerness to throw myself into the thick of the battle, thus risking the life of the leader of my men.
How brave you are.
How insufferable.
Now it's your turn, Christina.
My greatest fault is my overwhelming desire for perfection and my inability to reach it often enough.
Why didn't you tell him how you're afraid of the dark? About your
I
nightmares?
don't have nightmares.
Liar! Why didn't you tell him how you're afraid to sleep without someone being near?
The game is over!
The hell it is! So, you can't choose among those dancing partners. Is that why you have to kiss them all? What about you, Charles? What's behind those profound silences? Great thoughts, or is your mind a total blank?
And you, are you as brave as you look, or is it just the uniform? Confess!
I used to love confession.
If you were a man, I'd show you it was just
If
the
you were
uniform.
a man, why would you were a man?
Stop! You're waking the entire household.
Oh, sorry, ArtsCenter, will be quiet.
We will not be quiet! I'm quitting! I'll make as much noise as I like! Ah!
I don't see how you can act like that.
I must say you were strong.
Well, you have to be strong to rule a country. You must be the center of the absolute power.
Power, but surely does not want to
Like
be.
a woman.
It would have been better the other way around.
How do you mean?
No man likes being beaten by a woman. That's human nature.
Well, human nature will have to change.
Is that why the first thing you did after your abdication was to jump into pants and call yourself count?
I wanted to be taken seriously.
Who will take seriously someone disguised in the clothing of the Abdication?
When you first saw me from a distance, didn't you mistake me for a man?
Not for a moment.
There's no escape after all.
Trying to escape from Christina.
No. Say no more. I've forgotten how skilled you people are at drawing out admission, Inquisitor.
Confessor.
Are the instruments of torture ready? Confession is greatest torture of all.
But what's the matter?
No, I can't understand him. You won't accept any of the rooms I show him.
How many rooms has he seen?
12.
12 rooms and none of them are satisfactory.
They're satisfactory, but they're not sufficient.
How many do you require?
20.
For your attendance?
for myself.
I thought the fellow was mad. He gets it from his mistress.
Virgito and I get restless at night, and so we prowl from room to room. When I find a bed I like, I lie down on it. Virgito pulls along his pile of bedding, and he sleeps on the floor beside me.
I never heard of such a thing. We can't possibly accommodate them.
We will do our best to accommodate. See that the needs are taken care of.
20 rooms.
More if necessary.
Very well, Father.
And make sure that they have fresh flowers in every room.
I'll do my best.
Thank you.
Why do you sleep in 20 rooms?
It's more restful.
Why are you afraid of the dark?
That was long ago.
When did you become a Catholic?
To cure me of insomnia.
I can assure you of beds but not of sleep.
I thought this was the house of miracles.
For some it is.
Well, then it will have to be for me.
Why can't you sleep, Christina?
Mother, what is that big black box beside your bed? My father. But Mother, it's a box. He can't breathe. Oh no, Mother, I don't want to. Don't make me. I'm afraid. I don't want to sleep here next to the box.
Don't be afraid, Christina. Tell me everything.
I'm not afraid. My father disappointed me very much. By dying. You know what you learned from that? You can't trust men. They make you promises and then they leave you. I know someone to make me laugh. Virgito, dance. Oh, he brings me luck. He keeps out evil spirits. I hope with you always when you're with child.
My mother is an hysterical female. I despise everything about her. Why wasn't she the one who died?
I didn't mean to say that.
Of course.
Thank God I have a daughter. I couldn't bear to have anyone feel about me the way I feel about her.
She made you hate on me.
Hate women. I loved my friend Eva more than I ever loved a man.
Have you ever tried to love a man?
I found none worthy.
Well, perhaps you didn't look hard enough.
Well, Cardinal, perhaps there's one waiting right around the corner. Tell me, you ever loved a man the way I loved Eva? Don't you love a pope?
This is blasphemy.
Well, then sell me an indulgence. There's no sin so large the wrath of the church can't be bought off. Isn't that true?
You will not continue.
Indeed, I will not continue, Antonio. I came here to embrace a new religion. Instead, I find myself on trial for my life. Well, I've had enough of standing in this antechamber, denied the courtesies that would be granted an ordinary kitchen maid. Am I pure enough to be let in? Well, I refuse to answer. You see how the world will laugh when they find out I walked out on the Pope.
That is an extremely brave gesture for a woman who has nowhere to go.
Your voices can be heard all the way from the chapel.
Have the choir sing louder.
Isn't it going well, Father?
No.
Well, word seems to have leaked out that she's here. There's quite a crowd gathering in the square.
In your course time.
Mostly, I think they've come to stare.
How is His Holiness?
Resting. Is she anything like what they say?
She's a very complex woman. Sometimes she seems vulgar and belligerent, others vulnerable and afraid.
Well, why did she give up the throne?
No.
Why did she become a Catholic?
Dominica, would you like to take over the questioning?
No, Father, no. The cardinals are very anxious for your decision. I've been sent to find out what's happening.
Yes, but I'm not ready to make my report.
I wish you hadn't been chosen for this task, but how do you think I
Don't you think I know that? Don't you think? No, I don't have the slightest idea. I don't think
If
it's
she's
anything.
alienated from the faith, you could damage your career in the church forever.
Yes. And if I admit her, and it turns out to be a calamity, there will be exactly the same result.
Well, I think it's very unfair of the Pope to test you this way. You're as much on trial here as she is.
Yes, don't you think I know that? Don't you think I know how many in the College of Cardinals are waiting for me to make this step? The Pope expects me to come up with a solution that will satisfy everybody.
Your entire career in the church could hinge on what you recommend.
What's the matter with you? Don't you think I'm up to the challenge?
Of course you are, Father.
Then show your faith in me by calming down.
How can I be calm? The entire holy city is in turmoil. The cardinals say they must have your answer.
So that they can neatly label her saint or sinner.
Father!
Well, when I have an answer
they will get it.
Well, I don't think they'll wait much
Ah,
longer.
they will wait for as long as it takes. The woman has spent her entire life to display to the public. She's no longer a queen, or a freak, or a candidate for canonization. She is a human being, a very troubled human being.
Oh, you owe them a decision.
Yes, but what about what we owe to her?
I can't find Gordito anywhere.
What?
Oh, you're doing the whole track for
Do
it.
not touch him! Here. Quietly, too quietly. What have you found? Begin again. Is this true?
I don't know what to say.
He says the Pope is ill. Is it true?
Yes,
How long has he been like this?
several months now.
Is it serious?
Extremely.
I mean, he's not expected to recover.
It's in the hands of God.
Just wait, finally died. True. I need him to live.
And whatever happens to His Holiness, the Church remains.
Why wasn't I told of this?
No one was told. The enemies of the Church are only too ready to take advantage of such circumstances.
I considered an enemy.
How do you mean?
In the event that he should die, who will succeed him? I said, who will succeed him? Go pack our bags, Gordito. It's obvious we came to Rome at the wrong time. So, had ambitions. Ambition is an evil demon, Cardinal. You best guard against it.
I am not ambitious. I'm simply one of those best qualified to lead.
Oh, and you're vain, too.
No, merely honest.
If you were honest, you would have told me of your ambition from the start.
Some of us have had to work our way out of money, title, rank.
Not born to be a secular prince, you found that there was plenty of room for advancement in God's kingdom.
I have ability.
And what, if you don't mind my asking?
Diplomacy, international relations, finance.
It's interesting that you don't mention prayer.
Perhaps my greatest quality as a priest is not to clothe myself constantly in piety.
Your virtues are duly noted. Now, Cardinal, what is your greatest fault?
My overwhelming desire for perfection.
How often do you reach it?
Probably not oftener than you.
Well, you'll have to reach it now if you plan to become the Holy of Holies. Or perhaps you can leave it all to your sister-in-law.
I don't anticipate.
What a pity. I understand that the Pope before this one is indispensable. What was her name? Olympia Maidalchini. They say half the red hats in the College of Cardinals were earning her dead.
How dare you?
I dare. It's impossible. It's unbelievable. Do you think I don't know what's happening in this corridor?
What's happening?
A bid for the papal crown with me as pawn.
That isn't so.
What's the matter, Cardinal? Don't you like the truth game?
You are mistaken.
Am I? You forget. I've played these power games myself. I know exactly what you need to ensure your election.
What is that?
An extraordinary feat. You can confront the most spectacular convert that this church has known and keep her out.
This is absurd.
Think what you'll say. What a holy man he is, this cardinal. Hosanna to Azzolino. He must be Pope.
So that's what you think, huh? Very well. Go into his holiness. He's there at the end of that corridor. Oh. His door is unlocked. There's nothing of this man to stop you. Don't be afraid. He's very old and frail, and it is very possible he will take you through his heart. Why do you hesitate?
What will happen when I've been received by him?
Your life in Rome will begin and you would have lost your chance forever
Chance.
to
To find out what you came here for. Stay, Christina. Stay and talk with me. I think you need us very much. What is it?
What do you think power is?
The ability to make things happen the way one wishes.
Do you think that's possible? It's an illusion. One is never able to make things turn out the way one wishes them to. Never.
Is it so impossible that one would give up a crown for a girl?
The crown is so little. You know, Abdication, I once was offered the sun. Thank you, Magnus.
I'll treasure it forever. You know, I expected nothing from you. And at the same time,
I expected nothing less.
tell me all about the court of France.
It said Louis has 3 mistresses.
I mean, tell me what they wear.
Rumples and breeches. They're always competing about who has the shapeliest legs.
And what about the women? Do they dress the same as we do?
Oh, far more elaborately. Brocade, silks, bright colors, and a new style.
What new style?
Is what they do in front.
What do they do?
They wear tight laces and pull their waists in very small down here and push the rest way out the front up here like this.
Oh,
Their necklines are cut straight across to here, sometimes so low their nipples pop out. What's the matter?
nothing.
I was only trying to show you.
Yes, I know.
You lied?
Of course not. It's just that I'm queen. And so I have to be...
I understand perfectly.
But I want you to
Don't
know.
think another thing about it. I understand.
He understood. I thought I understood. I was beside myself with joy.
ArtsCenter! I have a surprise for you. I'm going to make him my husband.
Who?
Magnus Gabriel de la Gardie. Hasn't he a beautiful name? I love to say it. I'm announcing it tonight.
But you can't. You must consult
I have
her.
consulted with my heart. My heart knows best.
That is not like you to say.
I know. I am not like myself. I begin to think there may be some hope for me.
I ran to find Magnus.
Did you find him?
Yes, I found him.
Where was he?
In the garden, educating Ebba. With exactly the same caresses that I was ready to share a throne for, he was proposing to Ebba.
What do you do?
I made him my commanding officer.
Your Majesty, you never call me by my name anymore.
Magnus.
And you never speak to me as a friend.
How is your lovely wife?
Coming along nicely. Thank you.
Tell her that she must come see me after she's calved.
And you still feel the pain, huh?
Not in the least. It's healed. It's scar tissue. I mean, it's her affair, isn't it? She wants to blow up like a cow.
My God, is there no one left who can keep their legs together? I told you I didn't want to see you that way.
We can't go on not talking to each other.
How can you bear to look like that?
Like what?
A stuffed pig.
What's wrong?
You've spoiled yourself. You've been ruined. And you go on like that for everyone to see?
Christina, I'm married.
So you are.
When you're married, you'll do the same, and with the same result.
I never want to look like that. Never.
Christina,
Do you know how many times my mother blew up like a whale and then blew down again? Again and again and again, and I'm her only living child. were washed away before they were formed. So reformed, and they never had a heartbeat. Some came out and they saw the world and they died. How can you just sit there?
What would you have me do?
Get up and scream!
Why?
For the pain on your baby's birthday.
Women have managed it before.
Creatures are so large, those solid heads. Such a small space to come out of.
Nature's with you at the proper moment.
Is she? Always.
Well, I suppose one can't guarantee it.
How do you know that it won't turn out a monster like me?
Christina, what are you saying? You're talking nonsense. I won't listen.
Why do you call yourself a monster?
I came here to forget.
I thought you came to understand.
I'm saying no more. What tricks are you using to make me say these things? Things I've never spoken to another human being before.
What's wrong with me? What's wrong? I'm sincere now!
No, there will be no more telling!
Things buried and not faced will rise up to haunt you later.
Why do I feel so terrible? So strange?
I was 12. I think to myself so perfect until then, and now all that was gone.
What's wrong with me?
This is the way it's supposed to be. It means that you can have a baby.
I'm going to have a baby!
No. You can have a baby. Your body is grown up enough to make a baby. But you won't have one for many years. First, you must get married.
That's right. Every child should have a father, shouldn't it? I will marry, and God will hear about it and send me down a baby.
That's not how it is.
How is it?
I will send someone to explain it to you.
You never did.
I'll explain it to you.
I said we will not go on.
You must, once you start to pursue an idea, you must see it through to the end.
Stop! I won't listen! That can't be the way it's done. You're lying.
Not.
But that's awful.
There's more to it.
No! Does it hurt?
I really don't know.
It sounds terrible.
I can't get anyone to speak about it. I have to find out more.
It terrifies me. Terrifies me.
Don't be such a coward.
You mean you do it?
Me? Submit to that from a man? The sovereign queen of Sweden got on her back and be plowed like a field? Never!
They tutored me night and day, but what they were really raising me for was for breeding.
They want me to marry Charles.
That would be like going to bed with a mongoose.
You couldn't quite like him.
What do you know about these things? You escaped from it all the day you took your vow of celibacy.
Even celibacy involves a decision.
Well, what about when it's merely a fact? When virginity hangs on you, the lead weight. You long to push it off, but too frightened what you find when it's gone.
Do you think young priests just put on a cassock one day and all their belongings vanish with the gang?
How did they bear it?
They devote themselves to good works and all that.
How do you bear it? Or is it no trouble for you?
I pray.
Yes. Forgive me. You must need to pray harder than most. How old were you when you decided to become a priest?
15.
Seems like such a waste somehow.
Waste.
A man with your strength, your capacity for life. Now Charles should have been a priest.
Do you think I have the talent for it?
Almost frightening talent. You have such powers that you unlock those in my mind that I thought were locked forever.
For your sake of reminding us?
Christina, I can't. I can't.
The terrible things, the things that you should never hear.
I must hear.
Christina, it's impossible.
And the most terrible thing of all.
Yes.
No. How can you ask such a thing?
Who else can I ask?
Not me.
I want to know what it's yours.
Find out for yourself.
But by then it will be too late.
What?
To find out if it's what I want. How can I know unless I can watch?
God.
Help me, please. For the friendship I've given you, for the love I've felt for you, help me. Please.
My poor Christine.
Be quiet. Hide in a corner in the dark. Magnus will never know. Please.
And she let you watch.
She took pity on me. Oh, if she knew what I really felt. As if to be there watching is what I wanted. Watching.
Magnus, Gabriel de la Gardie.
How that sight was food.
Who's there? I said, who is it? Christina, what are you doing here?
Magnus, please, I led her.
What was this to be? A public demonstration?
Magnus, please. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry.
What are you going to do?
Why, exactly what she wanted. I've enough for two. Come on, Christina, come to bed.
No.
You want to find out what it's like? Well, I'll show you.
Magnus, stop.
Come lie between us, or wouldn't you know which way you want to turn?
No, let me go. She is the queen.
I know what she is. And Queen says all of it. She is a woman, that's for sure.
Please stop.
Poor ignorant Christina wants to learn. Won't someone teach her? Teach her but not touch her, eh, Christina? Teach her from a distance? Why not for real?
Because she's queen.
Most queens end up dead. She never will. You know why? The cold. You pretend to be in love with me. But when I touch you, you feel nothing, do you? Nothing gives way inside you. You were born without the quality of woman. You couldn't get it now, not for all your kingdom or your wealth. I don't care where you go, how hard you look, or who they pair you up with. No one will ever love you, Christina. No one will ever love you. You don't know how to love.
You can't say such a thing. How can you say such a thing? I love. I do love.
Whom do you love, Christina? Go on. Don't stop. Tell me the rest.
I dismissed Delagardi from his post. Do you think I did right?
It was your prerogative.
I didn't ask what my prerogative was. I asked if you thought I did right.
Your Majesty.
I was wrong. I didn't know what I was doing. I let my emotions carry me away.
It can happen. As you grow older, you will grow more sure. The unformed heart and mind often waver.
In men as well as women.
Perhaps less in a man.
I didn't ask to be this sex.
You can acquire the firmness of a man.
How?
By acquiring a husband.
A husband. A mate, the solution to
For
everything.
the sake of the state, you must begin to think about an heir.
Make sons, make daughters, make sons, make daughters.
What joy you bring to all the people if you would take a husband.
Would I? Oxenstierna. But what joy would I bring to myself? They kept insisting that I marry Charles.
He was no match for you.
Who on God's earth could be?
You would have to be a man quite rare.
Christina, Charles admires you deeply.
He never mentioned it.
He becomes tongue-tied in front of you.
And in front of everyone else, as he suddenly becomes short wit.
There are customs, differences of rank. He's afraid to speak.
I see. If I were a woman without title, would he come charging in and sweep me off my feet?
You know he cannot ask you for your hand.
I know. But I'll tell you a secret. If he did, I would gladly give it to him.
You would.
I would have it cut off at the wrist and sent to him in a velvet box. But as for giving him another inch of my body, no. I will never do it.
What do you say?
I am Queen of Sweden. By reason of my exalted rank and privilege, I am allowed anything I want. I'm allowed to marry a man I do not love. Ha ha! I'm allowed by night to endure God knows what idiotic fumblings and horrors figures, breasts, paunch enormous. Oh! And after months of this comic self-entertainment, I'm allowed to bring forth an unimaginable pain, a monster, a vegetable, or if by chance I am supremely fortunate, another creature such as myself.
Ordinary women do this daily.
I am not ordinary. If there is one thing you have taught me since I could hear, it is the specialness of me. Kings rule. They indulge between the sheets in every sort of pleasure, and then they ride off to battle and eagerly await news of the arrival of their sons. I would be happy to be a king and do all those things, but I will not submit to being boarded by a jackass merely to blow up like a mountain and erupt again and again in excruciating torment for the state. Find me a man who can bear my children. Find me a battalion of men who will each let me have my way with them and then watch me as I ride out of their lives forever at the dawn. Find me a chance encounter on a hillside where I pursue and he takes the consequences.
Christina, you are asking the impossible.
I am queen! I am allowed anything I want. And I tell you, I will not speak my body and mind what is asked of me.
But you love.
I loved once. I was betrayed.
You will again.
I will never give myself to a man. Never! I will never give myself to a man. Unless it leads to you.
is your mistress?
I've come to continue my confession. What's the matter?
That dress.
You protested about my other clothing. I wanted to show you that my heart was in the right place.
So I see.
Are you aware that all of Rome is talking about our sessions together?
Yes, I'm aware.
Christina and the Cardinal alone, day after day. Doesn't the gossip disturb you?
Not at all.
Thoroughly self-possessed you are, Cardinal.
No, it comes with a hat.
I thought you might feel you were being compromised.
Yeah.
Then why did you thank me for my gift?
If I were to choose a gift for the Vatican, I don't think I could break what they say lying women.
Absolutely. Think of all the converts.
Most of our converts wear clothes.
Well, I'll have it painted on. Bring the goblet to my apartments tonight after 11. Courting you.
I am serious.
So am I.
You're going beyond the bounds of decency. Do you know what that means?
A passport to hell? I thought I'd earned that already.
Well, there are degrees in hell.
Well, I've always wanted nothing but the best. Do you refuse my gift?
Of course.
You could sell it and feed several thousand starving orphans.
You sell it, man, and bring me the money.
Oh, I see. Money is holy, flesh is not.
That wasn't flesh you gave me, it was gold.
Well, between gold and flesh, which is more holy?
Well, gold is infinitely less destructible.
And yet the spirit, which is holiness, is far more likely to reside in the flesh.
Why did you never marry?
The Inquisition continues.
Why did you never marry?
Why didn't you?
Christina, you're driving me out of all patience.
Most people take marriage for granted. What was there about you and I that we did not?
You and I.
Is marriage the most natural state or the most unnatural?
Marriage is the natural state.
Not to me!
It is God's way of renewing the generations.
I saw my pig renewing the generations yesterday, and as far as I know, she was never a bride.
By your refusal to marry, you are making the entire country uneasy.
Why? Because they're deprived of their vicarious enjoyment of my wedding night?
They are anxious about the succession. They want you to have children.
Do they indeed?
Your Majesty, Charles is here.
Ah, yes, Charles.
Will you see him?
You insist. Have you noticed that all our friends are married? Are they? They all seem very happy. Oh, they do. Well, with all of them married, doesn't it make you want anything? Like, it makes me want to widen my circle of acquaintances. Christina,
Do not touch me.
I have not given you leave to touch me. Forgive me. What permission do I have to speak?
You should think.
I have given you permission to speak. What do you have to say?
There are several. Nothing.
Poor Charles.
You could have tried to help.
Tell me, Anselino, if you were he, would you have blundered like that?
I don't know.
When I said that I hadn't given you leave to touch me, would you have snatched your hand away?
No. One wants something badly enough, then
What?
one lets nothing stand in one's way.
My mind exactly.
ArtsCenter! ArtsCenter!
Yes, Your Majesty.
I have some very good news for you.
Ah, at last.
You say the people want me to ensure the succession?
Yes.
Well, tell them their sovereign is happy to oblige them. I want you to be the first to know. I'm going to have a son
God in heaven.
next Tuesday.
What do you say?
I'm going to present the country with my heir. Here he is.
How do you like that for immaculate conception?
It was an extremely easy delivery. I'm quite surprised.
Christina, what the country wants
Is a king if I should die. Hereby I provide one.
by decree.
The perfect way. That way we all know what we're getting. Congratulate me. I'm the first woman in history to have a son 2 years older than herself.
your son. I want to be your husband.
Oh, how bold he is this morning.
Let's play house. You could be my baby
I'll
son.
be your son.
Ungrateful boy.
What shall I do?
Don't cry. Drink your milk now.
God, what shall I do?
He was a lovely baby. And as a matter of fact, he's turned out quite well in spite of everything.
You are going to be the bravest and strongest of all sons.
In the name of God, Christina,
You will ride in the battle close beside me, and when I die,
you will profit from your death.
of course you do. That's what it means to be a son.
I want to have a son with you, our son, someone who will love us and live on after us.
Tell me, Archipelago, are you ever sorry you have no son?
I want to marry you, Christina.
What's got into you? I've never seen you so audacious.
Well, I'm at my wit's end, Christina. I don't know what to do.
Why did you abdicate?
I was bored.
There, Charlie, I don't mean to hurt you. I'm very fond of you.
But not enough to marry me.
Why did you abdicate?
To become a Catholic.
Why did you become a Catholic?
To find you.
The truth.
The truth, dear Carmel, does not exist.
You'll be much better off as my heir.
I am charged with the salvation of your soul.
I know a way you could save it.
I'm not your suitor. I'm your priest.
I don't want to be your heir. I want to be your husband.
You men just will not fit yourselves into the proper categories.
I want to be a father, too.
Then do it with someone else. How many times do I have to repeat? I have no intention of marrying children.
Why did you abdicate?
They kept trying to get me married.
There've been virgins before, Elizabeth Lincoln.
I would have been as great as she if I had wanted to. My renunciation of power was a far greater act than just her hanging on.
Why did you abdicate?
Why won't you marry?
The matter is settled, and we're never to hear the end of it.
Why are you so dead set against marriage?
No, let me be, I tell you.
Never before have I known you to put your own wishes before those of your people.
Why won't you marry?
I am dedicating my maidenhead to God.
It was the only thing I could say to get them to stop pestering me.
What are you talking about?
I am dedicating my maidenhead to God.
Oh, it's a joke.
She's only joking.
You really are absurd.
They're Protestants, you see. To them, virginity has no value. It never occurred to them I'd find a place where it has.
So that's why you wanted to become a Catholic, to justify your desire not to marry.
Nuns don't marry, and nuns are praised in the church.
So are mothers.
And yet the greatest mother of all produced her child without fornication. Is it possible? The idea is compelling to her as it is to me.
The Blessed Virgin.
Mary understands me. No matter how bizarre I may seem to the rest of the world, Mary understands.
Church.
Oh no. The church used me. It was delighted to think it might catch such a great fish in its net. All I had to do was whisper and it sent emissaries. Didn't they tell you how it was?
Yes, they told me.
Tell me about the sacraments.
There are 7. Eucharist, marriage, baptism, confirmation, penance, extreme
Tell me about baptism.
Baptism brings grace, removing all previous sin from the soul.
Tell me about mortal and venial sin.
Venial sin is sin committed without knowing it is a sin. Mortal sin is sin committed knowingly.
Tell me about joy, about love, about God, about ecstasy. Oh, I do want to be married.
I am in love with God. I accept the body and the blood of Christ. I accept the body and the blood. I accept the body and the blood.
Let me go. Let me go. What if this will exist?
I was having visions.
I was too pleased. I do.
Oh, I see. And did Olympia, my love king, please you more? You see, I know. I have spies too. They tell me things.
What did they tell you?
Enough to make the pretense of purity look a little thin.
What did they say?
They say you shared your bed, and often. They say that's
here in this corridor, Judge.
I'm jealous of you, Carmen. Jealous of what you have had and I have not.
Your future in Rome rests in my hands alone.
I'm jealous of what you know.
I'm trying to judge you fairly, but you are making it impossible.
What about you? What about your eyes? The way they look right through you. What about your voice?
I'm not responsible for those.
Are you not? I think you know exactly the effect your presence here is having on me. It's what you want. Admit it.
Christina, you are not the first one to think you are in love with your confessor.
What about the confessors who never fall?
Would you kindly keep your mind to the matters we are discussing?
Us, that's what we're discussing.
I mean serious matters.
Serious matters.
Serious news, Your Majesty. France and Spain are going to war.
Archipelago, have you ever eaten snow drenched with wine?
We must strengthen our armed forces.
You swallow it by handfuls. It can cure any fever, any pain.
Should we give priority to the army or to the navy?
I like the sailors' uniforms best.
Christina.
Why don't we put the army in the navy uniform?
Christina, please. There are important decisions to be made.
Should we support France or Spain?
The Spanish ambassador kisses the inside of my hand.
The French army is stronger.
I shall give the French ambassador another chance.
We must seek an alliance with one or the other.
Which are the better lovers?
You don't seem to understand. The country is in danger.
Listen, in another 100 years, we'll all be dead.
Christina.
With music.
You must come to a decision.
We must have music.
A responsible decision.
Have you heard that bawdy song they're singing
This
about
is
me?
no time for songs.
It goes like this.
We were on the brink of war.
The Queen of Sweden sleeps alone, swears she'll never marry. Is she amongst the sea of man, or which sex does she carry? Come carry, come board the monster dame, O man, and see which sex she'll carry.
I'll tell you what sex Christine is. She isn't any.
Your Majesty, the country must be governed. We are here to help you. Tell us what you want.
To be loved.
Your people love you.
Send them to my bedroom. The contact with another human being. That comfort. That's all that's wanted. And if one has it, then all problems everywhere are solved. We should send our armies out to embrace each other. That's the way to peace.
Christina, the nation is waiting. This won't solve our problems of state.
The biggest problem of the state is my problem.
You must be responsible.
To the state or to myself?
You are queen.
So you have been telling me for over 20 years. Just once, could not be queen. A woman of the streets. A gambler. A gypsy. I could be anything. Anything. I could be the queen of Rome. I am Christina, High Pontiffess of Joy. Pax vobiscum.
You are here in false colors.
I didn't mean.
You came here to set up a separate kingdom for yourself, and you did expect to be the queen of Rome. You still expect it. You wanted to become a Catholic so that you...
I didn't know what else to do.
The accusations, are they false or true, Christina?
They're all false. They're all true. What do they say? I gave myself to men, to women, to dogs. I gave myself to no one. I've never loved. Not even God. No one has ever loved me. Did you love me? So no. I don't know what to do.
God, grant peace of soul to your daughter Christina. Look upon her with compassion. Forgive her from all sin. Bring her to the light.
This place, I've told you things I've never told another human being before.
We're speaking to me, God.
What will you say when they ask you if Christina's worthy of being received into the church?
I will answer.
Yes,
You really believe I am?
I care for your soul.
I need no further declaration.
Christina, don't misunderstand me.
This is the house of miracles. You
Christina.
needn't say another word.
Christina, stop.
I give you my full attention, my full mind, my full heart.
I want to admit you to the church, but you must help me.
In every way I can.
You know the laws under which I live.
Some of them,
And you know I have vowed to consecrate my life to the service of God.
I know.
Then you know that my thoughts must always be with Him.
I don't understand.
For me to even listen to what you've been saying is a serious violation of the rules I sworn to live by.
What are you saying?
You must promise me, Christina, that if I admit you here, you will never again allow yourself to display or to behave yourself towards me like you've been doing.
Dare propose such a bargain. But I found my happiness in you.
You must let me out. If you love the church,
Oh, I love the church because you brought me to it.
you cannot say that.
But it's true. Has nothing happened between us during these hours? Have you no feelings for me?
You cannot ask that.
I ask it of you. I feel for you.
You cannot love me and the church.
But I do.
Well, then you must stop. Or if you cannot, then at least you must keep silent.
What will you do if I don't? Burden me like you burden so many others.
The church demands obedience.
The church demands a blind soul, death and love. Can you accept what it asks you to relinquish your life?
Are you trying to separate me from my faith? Who are you? The devil?
Is that what you think?
If you want the church to bring you to
I
God,
don't need the church to bring me to God. I was born with him within me.
if you want us to intercede for you with Him,
Why should you? I will do what I've always done. I will speak directly to God myself.
this is heresy.
God! You and I have always been the best of friends, haven't we? Nothing, not even the church, can come between us.
If you want to live within His faith,
You let it receive me as I am, or reject me.
you will have to submit to its will.
I will not! I will love you if I choose. I defy your hope, and the church, and heaven.
You will not be admitted. Never. As God is my witness, you will never be let in.
I am the most wonderful queen that Sweden has ever had. For one thing, I am extremely pretty. I rule my people with a gentle hand, and the entire country lives in peace and joy, held together by sheer love of me.
I am the greatest queen who ever lived, kings included. I am the country's finest soldier. I rule with a firmness and dispatch that makes me the equal of any man living. Last week, I was paid the highest compliment ever. Parliament is thinking of declaring me king.
To give up the crown.
What did she say?
She wants to give up the crown.
How can you consider such a thing?
You must be mad.
I'm lonely. You're supposed to be lonely. It's the privilege of your station.
And I'm tired.
You don't get enough fresh air.
I've too much to do.
You should leave it all to Oxenstierna. All you have to do is sigh.
I'd rather be no queen at all. No queen.
To be queen is to be everything.
I would be nothing to do, please.
You give up the power?
Gladly.
The glory?
Oh God, yes.
You're a coward, a weakling.
What will people say?
I don't care.
You're only thinking of your own personal pleasure.
Pleasure, my God. A queen must sacrifice her life for her duty.
What if she tries to do her duty? She always fails.
That's not true.
Of course it's not true.
I am unfit for this occupation. Once in a while, I don't know where I'm going. I go with a hand of iron or a heart of plum. Think of love. To break into the male servant's bedrooms. Master choose emissaries, and I choose them by the color of their eyes. But nature is setting traps for me that I shall not escape.
Close your eyes. See yourself as a man. Say, I will deal with this as a man would.
She's a woman.
Sometimes I pray to turn into a man. Then I strive to advance and move him. Power and I'm strength. And I fade. The moon is in unfavorable light. Cry out to be loved and loving. But if it were to happen, I'd be all the more confused. Look at Tess. Breathe. Look at my man-woman brain, man-woman heart, man-woman life. Being torn apart, I must give up the crown.
No!
I must.
What is it you want?
I want not to be a woman. I want to tear out and destroy everything that's feminine in me. Or if I must be a woman, I want not to be queen.
But if you're not queen, what are you?
I said, set me free.
Pull yourself together.
Pose yourself.
God, let me be not a queen or not a woman.
You must be both.
Both.
You must be both. Rest. You must rest.
Come. We'll comfort you.
Lean on us.
You must rest. Rest.
What's your condition?
Feverish.
Have you sent decisions to her?
Yes, but she sends them away.
Who is attending to her?
Only her servant.
Why doesn't she send
I don't know, Father.
She ought to send
Well, as you said, she's very proud.
I can't wait any longer. It is essential that I see you.
Father.
Yes?
His Holiness thinks it best if you don't. I was asked to tell you.
But I am her confessor. She may need me.
Still, it is his wish that you not go.
Well, are you telling me that the Pope is forbidding me to see Christina?
Yes, Father, I'm sorry.
I can't obey.
Father, please don't. He's doing it for your own sake. He's concerned about the rumors.
What rumors?
Well, haven't you heard?
No, what? Speak out.
Stories, Father. Stories are circulating all over Rome about how you and she...
Thank God, I must give credit to the people of a small imagination. Our Queen comes to the Vatican. I am sent to question her. And all at once we are together, not in a corridor, but in a bed. It will not have a possible encounter between a man and a woman, except the sexual. What do they know? Imbeciles. God save me from the common mind. God save me from myself. How do you feel?
I'm still breathing, thank you.
Prayers was to flee.
I'm touched by your concern.
I'm not quite as cruel as you make me out to be, although I was perhaps a little severe at our last meeting. I'm sorry.
Well, apology. It's more than I expected. Tell me, have you informed the powers that be of your decision yet?
I haven't made a decision.
Well, then let me help you.
You?
Why not? Even clears the head. You said I couldn't go on loving you and the church.
Yes.
Bitter alternatives because I want both. If I must choose one, Angelino, I choose you.
What do you expect of me?
Expect you to go on and on hiding yourself behind these crimson robes.
This is...
Sacrilege? Of course it is. That's your first line of defense, isn't it? This is sacrilege, blasphemy. to be mortal sin. Go on,
Christina.
wrap the red robe tighter. I wouldn't mind if the phrases are yours, but they aren't. They come with the costumes.
These robes are a symbol.
Oh, that's something of a father. Where's the symbol about something of a man? Go on, walk away. Are you that afraid of me? You wanted the truth? There's more to hear there.
Christina, I beg you not to say things that we will both have to do penance for afterwards.
I cannot tell you how grateful I would be if you had any cause to penance. Do you know what I lay in that imagining?
No.
Us. Us together, two together as a couple. And a couple is coupling. And that between the queen and the cardinal is obscene.
It is not as obscene for a queen as it is for a cardinal.
And yet, the queen is a virgin and the cardinal is not.
That is not the issue. You and I.
Why not, you and I? Why not? If God sent me this love, can it be wrong for me to feel it and to express it through my confession?
Christina,
You know me as no other human being on earth has ever known me. There's only one kind of knowing left. Know me that way.
Christina, in the name of heaven.
What is it? Can you ever look at me? To touch me? Am I that much of a monster?
Do you think because I wear these robes, I'm human? Do you think I am something removed from this world, suspended, serene, insulated against ordinary cravings and desires?
Forget, I know about Olympia.
Oh yes, Olympia, have you seen the episode with her? A youthful aberration, a coldly cynical affair? Would you like to hear the truth of it?
No.
Are you afraid you might find out what I really am beneath this drapery?
What are you doing?
I have listened to your confession. Now, Cardinal Christina, you will listen to mine.
Let me go.
Bless me, Father, for I have sinned.
Get up. Let me go.
You will listen. Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. I have possessed a woman. I have given myself to the pleasures of the flesh. I am a fallen priest. For a priest to have a woman that's not uncommon, is it is how he has her that determines the degree of his sin. A whore for a sudden need, that's not pretty perhaps, but it is pardonable. A long continuing alliance with a woman that's not sanctioned, surely, but he must have the approbation in the eyes of God. But neither of this is the way I love. The way I had a woman, it was to be had by her. My love wasn't love, it was an unconquerable obsession. A need for her beyond my need for God. And that's my experience of love. My mind and spirits enslaved. What I love, I was being used to go to church myself, or anywhere. To be with her, within her, embraced like her. I will surrender that, brother. You will listen. I pray to God for some deliverance. I lived on bread and water for 100 days. I scourged myself. I didn't allow myself to sleep. I wore a vest which pierced my flesh with the points of 1,000 needles. And after years of self-inflicted penance, I was cured. I vowed never again to let myself fall. God is here. I want to be able to serve. I want to feel His call again in innocence as I did when I was a boy. Do you want to let myself fall?
These are recent moments.
Yes,
Why would you be doing such a thing?
because of you. After I kept myself in paradise, I maintained my vows for 10 long years, and then you gave your this courageous, brilliant creature, fearing what I feared, loving what I loved. You said to me in such echoes. You asked me once what was my greatest fault. Now, my greatest fault in spite of the years on my knees, in spite of the teachings of the church, in spite of the sacred trust of this uniform, in spite of all these things. I love. And worse than this, I do not think it is a sin. I do not even think it is a weakness. I glory in it. I do love. I do want. I do desire.
You desire me?
Yes, I do.
Can you imagine, Christina? They say you love me.
You'll never love anyone. And no one will ever love you. You don't know how to love.
Wait, I don't want to hear. Go away.
What does it mean?
Tell us, Lee. Nothing.
The king is dying.
The king is dying.
What?
The Pope is dying.
Father, the Pope is dying. The king is dying.
Everybody dies.
Your father is dead. You must get ready for the coronation. You must get ready for the coronation.
I don't want the crown. Take it away. Take it away. You're killing me.
God save her sovereign majesty Christina, Queen of Sweden.
Charlie. Charlie, here. Save me. Take the crown. Let me go. Thank you for setting me free.
You must get ready for the abdication.
It's finished up and stirred up. Now I'm going to live.
You must get ready for the abdication.
The abdication is over. I did it, and look what was in store for me. I fell in love.
You must get ready for the abdication.
We asked to give them up. Is the purpose of my life to abdicate everything? Well, I won't. I won't. I can't. I'm going to bear it. nothing but a trickster. Months ago, my life had meaning. I understood why I had given up all I had for love. That wasn't God's plan, was it? What kind of God was that? Does he send us happy moments just to snatch them away? Is that why we exist?
Comfort you.
You let me go so easily.
Always feel that there are exceptions. But God's kingdom is greater at the end. It must be served.
Nothing hurts strangers' hearts. Saying no to each other and having that be the greatest gift we each could give.
I have one more. Just one last time to say I. Go in and receive the books, please.